What up? What's
What's
happening? Oh, you haters can get
hey?
at me.
What's
What is
that?
happening? It is Friday, and if it's Friday, it's your chance to be heard on the Audible Sports Podcast where sports meets life and culture. I am half of the
So,
dynamic duo that is Bobby G and Wildcard Mar. What's happening, bro?
man, living good, feeling great, feeling good, man. How you doing,
There
my
you go.
brother?
That outcast, I love it, I love it. And as you can see, we are being joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the mouth of the Midwest,
hmm
the Nick Bodkins. What's happening, bro?
What's good, baby? What's good? I appreciate the intro. Man, I'll take mouth of the Midwest. I say some outlandish, crazy stuff. So, we'll get into it. I'm sure.
Absolutely, and that's why we're here, man. Audible, we love to be heard. So say what you say. Just stand on what you say. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
Of
Hey,
course.
I tell people all the time. I'll be the first one, Bobby G, to tell you I'm right, but I'm also be the first one to tell you I was wrong, and I might backtrack a little. You know what I mean?
There you go. I'll be the last person. I'm never wrong. It's like, hey, if you seen Get Rich or Die Trying, mess with me. If you haven't, go check it out. Because when I'm right, I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I could have been right, so I'm still right because I could have been wrong, and I'm gonna stand on that until I'm in 6 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there we go. There we go.
That's the wild philosophy, bro.
All right, but we're gonna have to get rid of Mr. Bodkins' pretty face for a second because I need everybody watching and joining in to go ahead and follow the directions on the screen. You know, go ahead, make sure you hit that like button, go ahead, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you know when we are here running our mouths, which is Fridays, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. All right, with that being said, as you know, we started out with our shout outs and honorable mentions. This week, I shout out to all of the ladies involved, which leads into our first topic, the reason why Bodkins is here. Shout out to all the ladies who were drafted in through the Monday night. I'm losing my days. This week's WNBA draft, we'll just put it like that. With Caitlin Clark being the obvious. Was it Monday night? I get days. In Vegas, your days run together. It's like every day. The week is just one day in Vegas. Like you don't know when night is day is night. You just going through life. But shout out to all of those ladies. Caitlin Clark, the obvious consensus number one choice coming in. She proved to be that. Angel Reese going number 7, probably the second biggest thing. Ironically, her and her biggest nemesis gonna be teammates now. That putting together a formidable front court in Chicago. I want to see what those young ladies can do together. Dominate rebounds. But what do you think about the spotlight right now on, I wouldn't say NCAA, on women's basketball in general?
Man, this is the time. This is what. So the reason we started talking was I said Caitlin Clark is the GOAT, and really, I backtracked that because she did need the title, she needed one, but to get to 2 Final Fours. But we'll get into that more. But this is why this is the healthiest the women's games ever been, and who can you point to as to be in the forefront of this movement? Caitlin Clark, because people started tuning in her games. Then they started. Then they learned the names of Angel Reese, Cardosa. Because once they started watching her, they got everybody else. They watch. Oh man, this girls' game is better than the men's game right now. They actually passing the ball, good ball movement. They play in defense. It's tough. It's exciting.
And we're seeing some fights. There was some fights going down in the day.
Women are playing with passion because you still got a lot of older people, older whites, other than, we'll say, I'm going to say older whites who think the game's absolutely boring, but don't watch the game and tell me it's boring, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hope someday I never fall into that category of an older Caucasian. We all know the type. I just hope to be I'll be an old man, but I don't, there's a difference. There's whites and then there's older whites. But
we won't let that happen to you.
Nonetheless, so people started tuning in. So that's why I said that's where Caitlin Clark gets more shine, I feel like, because she has grown the game. Right, just like Jordan grew the game, just like Bird and Magic grew the game. She has helped grow this game. She's been on the forefront with all eyes on her. People are literally posting what she's getting paid by the WNBA, and people are backing that. People are like, "Holy crap, they got to get paid more. This is wrong." You know what I mean?
Right.
Then they look at like Angel Reese, who was drafted. She's getting less money because she was drafted, 4th or 5th. Like, like this is people like this ain't wrong, but also like then hey, everybody start tuning in. I think the next WNBA, NBA, CBA, people are gonna tune in.
Yeah.
People are gonna want to watch. So then that'll next CBA, they're like the ratings are up. It's time for us to get paid a little bit more. Now Caitlin got the fat deal with Nike and is going to get her own shoe. I think they said it's like 6 figures or something, her Nike deal.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, she's going to be balling out. She got taken care of, right? She got the bag regardless. So, and that's
Absolutely.
another thing why, like, I consider her, again, the movement. Like, when was the last time you heard a women's basketball player get that kind of deal?
Right.
So that's the game is great. My wife is asking me when we're gonna go watch the WNBA this summer. Like, we got to get tickets.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't had that type of conversation ever in my whole life up until the last few years.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I agree with 100% of everything you just said. It's just great to see that's happening. And last week, Mar and I spoke on basically this summer. Caitlin Clark can single-handedly tip the pay scales, not only for women's basketball, I think all women's sports in general.
Yeah.
Because we spoke a little bit on how it kind of started way back with the women's national soccer team and how they've been dominant. Hell, what do they got now? 4 or 5 World Cups, and we still waiting on the men to get hell to the final.
Like the cup, like the quarterfinals. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think she can do it not only for basketball but all women's sports in general. And she's got some quality talent coming behind her. Just say one, Juju Watkins. We'll see what happens with her over the coming years. But other shout outs. Go ahead, bro.
She'll be nice. I was gonna say Cardosa and Reese playing in the front court in Chicago. Like, how are you supposed to score on them girls? Like, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck.
Other I'm gonna be great. Shout out to my Cleveland Guardians, who happen to have the best record in baseball as of today. We're not going to, but they've been sprouted. Shout out to baseball in general. Baseball has been off to a surprising start. I'm not a huge baseball guy. I'll never be afraid. It's my least favorite sport of all. But teams
you got to get out there and see it live.
Oh no, that's there. I'll go. I'm in Vegas. We have obviously we got the A's coming in a few years, but we do have one of the A's farms team, the Aviators, Las Vegas Aviators. So I go to a ball game. I take the kids out to the ball. I love going to live sporting events, but when I'm at home flipping through the channels, Forrest Gump is always going to win over the Yankees if I'm watching TV. You know what I'm saying? But this season, teams have actually, like, I've watched more baseball games in this first couple of weeks of the season than I did all last season. So just shout out to baseball for trying to get back to relevance to the average fan like me. So any shout outs, Mar, before we get into the thick of things?
You definitely I was definitely on board with shouting out all the ladies that got drafted Monday night. Hey, shout out to them. But you want to shout out your Guardians? I'm gonna shout out my Royals, because by this time of the year, I'm getting ready for the draft. I'm getting ready for training camp. Literally, like 3 weeks into the baseball season, I'm like, yep, man, it was fun. Opening day's over, and there we go back to the bottom of the division in the conference.
No, you're actually in second. You're right behind the game behind the Guardians.
Be right behind y'all. So, hey, man, is hype you are for your Guardians. But I know my Royals. I'm still, I'm happy for them, but I'm kind of like, I'm leery because, I've been down this road before. It ain't 2014, 2015 no more. So that was our last bit of success. And hey, I'm kind of like, I'm holding out hope till June. I'm gonna wait till June, see where they at. If they still kind of hanging around the top of the division, I'm gonna be like, all right, then I can go get some tickets. But on the same, flip flip of that coin, I'm kind of pissed at the Royals because they were so trash last year that they were giving away tickets. So I would to the ball game just about every day because I'm like, all I got to do is pay for parking and pay for concessions. Now they win it, and now they driving up the ticket prices. So I'm kind of a little irritated at the same time because I'm like, man, I wanted to go check out a free game, but it is what it is. So shout out to them, and yeah, man. Hey, man, shout out to Nick for joining us on the show, man. You know,
appreciate it.
Hey, man. You know, we love having guests on the show, man. This is a safe place to just be free, talk sports and talk culture, man. So happy you're here, my man.
Yeah, we don't do just the X's and O's, man. We digging. We got
the spotted 2 wide banana. Spotted 2 wide banana.
Hey. Absolutely. We don't do it. We coming for you.
Hey, Bobby.
There's plenty of shows on the.
Cut it open. Nah, we get in there. Oh, for real.
I just want to say that the comments of Wildcard Mark do not reflect the Audible podcast. Nah.
Yeah, they directly reflect me. I will take full responsibility for anything that comes out of this pile. It just reflects me, not the pile. All right.
Both y'all's teams could win that division, though. That AL Central is, I mean, it's wide open.
It's a mess.
Yeah,
you can say
Tigers, it. Yeah, the Tigers are pretty decent. I mean, the White Sox are absolutely trash right now. So
trash.
Yeah. I think they're projecting 87 games could potentially win the division. So it's a mess
for either one of y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if you know what I mean. Either one of y'all took it. You know.
Yeah, but with that, and I guess we'll switch the direction of the conversation. Initially, we brought on Nick Bodkins on the LTS flagship sports show on Monday nights. He made the claim that Caitlin Clark was the GOAT of women's college basketball. And I disagreed, as I do with a lot of people. It's just becoming a thing on it now. I only disagree because she does not have a championship. Now, normally, I am of the thought process that championships don't matter when I'm debating LeBron or Jordan or anything. But in this instance, championships matter because every great female college basketball player has one. So it's like you can't name a great female college basketball player who does not have a championship. So for me, this year she had to win. If she would have won, then I would have been the one to pop. I'm like, yeah, she probably is. But the fact that she doesn't have one, when you got players out there, especially anybody who went to UConn, who has like 3 and 4, Diana Taurasi has 3 championships, bro. It's kind of tough to say, right? And then the conversation becomes, well, her stat. But it's like, let's say if she had went to a UConn, her stats might have been a little bit different. She would have won a hell of a lot more. Would she have had the impact though? So it's all, it's you never know how things change. So I guess we'll change it from the GOAT since Mr. Bodkins, and I'll give him credit. He kind of took back what he said because he didn't win a chip. Let's turn it into, can she have the same impact in her professional career as she did in her college career?
We gotta hope so, right? Like that's for the WNBA and the sake of, like we just talked off the top of women's sports.
Right.
She got to succeed. She has to succeed. Like she might have the most pressure on her to succeed than any female that's ever played basketball, because we just talked about, imagine if she flames out. Everybody like in college, like, we can't watch college. What's it matter for? They're gonna flame out in the WNBA because nobody ever watches it. You know what I mean? So like the WNBA needs her to succeed. All these females that she, for whatever reason, the old guard just seems to be shitting on her right now. Like maybe because they're jealous of the pub that she got, but like they need her to succeed because it's only going to grow the game. We just talked about it. If she is doing well and people are she's still must see TV.
Right.
People are going to into the games. Next CBA, our money goes up. The contracts, the TVs go up. You know, everything goes up if she succeeds. She fails, it's the same story.
Speaking on that, let's see. The amount of pressure, is the pressure that she has comparable to the pressure of, say, a LeBron when he came in? The pressure wasn't there to carry the league, but he had to live up to that reputation of being the next great player.
being the king, right? Yeah.
Right. Now, Caitlin Clark essentially has an entire league that might be on her shoulders right now. It's how similar are those pressures? Do we think she's surrounded by the correct people, and can she handle it?
She seemed to have handled it at Iowa. Now that's Iowa, right? Like, and
Right.
the best thing that for her though, she went to Indiana, which is Iowa, Indiana is the same thing, same place. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So same type of people. Like Indianapolis. I'm sure they'll get on. They'll talk about it there.
Right.
Pat McAfee. I'm sure will talk about it because it's in his city or whatever. But like other than
Mm-hmm.
that, like it's not New York, L.A., right? The Chicago, the big three cities where
Right.
media. And I know like women's basketball is probably on the low list behind, on the back page. But if she went there, that would move up the pages a little bit. So the best bet's just being on TV and handling business and keeping her, to me.
Yeah. Speaking of, we seeing how the old players are kind of having an issue. Like, why do you think that is? Do you think it's? I don't want to say jealousy, but do you think it's more of just kind of the rookie thing? Like you got to
I don't
prove
probably.
yourself.
They can't. What are they supposed to say though? You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
didn't acknowledge Jordan was great until like he really won something, right? Until he won the
Right.
three trophies, and it was like, oh, okay, that's a bad dude. Like, but when he came into the league, they all wanted to beat him up. Like, this is a nobody. He's just some guy. Like, how many times have we seen that? Even in
Right.
the NBA, even in the NFL, like he ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. I've been in this game. UFC, right? Like that's what happens all the time between. It's just that competitive fire, I think.
Right. Because you see some of the comments coming out, like players, they're throwing names. Usually pros are reserved, but now they're throwing names. They're trying to put the light on like the Asia Wilsons, the Sabrinas, who essentially kind of put some light on the WNBA with her competition with Steph. That was a huge step for women's basketball. Like they're trying to shine, but it's like the unintentional hate. Like you have to know that you kind of hating. You kind of being a hater. There's no other way around it. Like you're kind of being a fucking haters right now. How do we see this transit? Like how mentally? How do you think that might affect Caitlin?
Man, that's a good question, Bobby. I don't know. We'll see. I think she's just a competitor, right? Like all Kobe, Jordan. Somebody said they couldn't do something. What they go do? You know what I mean? They went and busted their chops. Watch me. You know what I mean? Like George Kyle didn't acknowledge Jordan in a restaurant one time. Didn't say hi. Didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
Jordan,
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right? Jordan could have made that up, right? But I mean, that's what I mean, though. Like, if she is that type of competitor, like this will just be motivation for her. Oh, you got something for me? I got something for you.
All right, and then there's been I think the biggest kind of concern is we've all seen how the WNBA has been played. We know the complaints. Oh, the game isn't this. It isn't exciting. Part of that is because most of these girls come from college and they conform to the old guard. I guess the biggest question is going to be: is Caitlin going to be allowed to play her game? Which I think is the biggest concern for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a coaching decision, right? Like that'll be. I couldn't tell you enough, but she does have Aaliyah Boston, last year's number one overall pick. Former,
Absolutely.
I mean, imagine the pick and roll that they can run. Like, because Caitlin, what Caitlin is very underrated passer. She's such a great passer.
Willing passer.
First, but she is one of the great passers. So as a point guard, imagine her, and she said her and Boston have played together like in AAU and stuff. So like they already got a little bit of chemistry. So like it's not like they got to even have a half a season to bit like the pick and roll. You're screwed either way. Like if you decide to hedge out on Caitlin, Boston's she's gonna just do a nice pass to Boston. Then you're like, okay, then we can't hedge out. Then Caitlin's just gonna bust a three right in your face, like, and she can drive. Like it's just that to me. Like I'm just like, this is what we're gonna do. Pick and roll every time down the court and let it go. Let's do it.
Like I said, because obviously with and her being compared to Steph, that was one of the things right there. Everybody says the biggest one of the biggest things for him in his career was the fact that Mark Jackson let him be him. He didn't try and make him conform to what the NBA was at that time. He let Steph Curry be Steph Curry. So let's hope that in Indiana, Caitlin is allowed to be clear. Matter of fact, just come out game 1, win Aaliyah, win the tip, get it to Caitlin. Caitlin shoot that bitch from the logo first shot. First 10 seconds of the game, just
welcome
bam.
To the WNBA.
Yeah. You gotta make it though. You gotta make it. You gotta make it though. But you got anything on the subject more?
Man, no. I think Nick hit a lot of the key points of this thing, but I think I can make a case that I think the pressure might be a little bit higher for Caitlin than it was LeBron. And it's not been trying to compare men to women. It's just that you look at how LeBron came in. Of course, there was a moniker. He's the chosen one, the king, and a moniker that was put on him. The Sports Illustrated cover. So he had to live up to that stature. What Caitlin is dealing with, she's literally, like you said, Bobby, trying to change a whole perception of not just a nation, but the whole world about women's basketball. And hopefully change the mindset of the whole world on how women should start being on the same equal pay as men when it comes to sports and entertainment. Let me slow down. I'm getting too excited because this is a dope time that Caitlin can really make a huge impact. And when it comes to the hate of the veterans and stuff, I think that's just, I don't want to say that it's jealousy. But I think it's the fact that it's like, hey, she got to prove that she can hang with us. Because I know one thing, them ladies are not going to make it easy for her. They're not just going to let you just come into the league and just tiptoeing around and start shooting logo shots and just think you just going to Chef Curry this bitch up. We gonna make you work. And so she's going to get challenged. She's going to get pushed to not only her mental capacity, but her physical capacity, if she can hang with professional women. Because these are, not only are they older, but they've been playing professional basketball against other professionals for years, whether it's over here in the States or even overseas. They've been playing professionals. There's going to be, I think there's going to be maybe probably like a fill out process for probably the first 10 games or so for her to try to get her feet wet and it'll be, and like Nick said, it'll definitely be a coaching thing where the coach has to decide how the proper way to not only use Caitlin, but the proper way to use her, Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, because you got to use the duo. You got to use it. I mean, so it's going to be an adjustment period, not just for Caitlin, but I think for not only the whole team of Indiana, but just for the whole league in general. I mean, you already seen Washington, their little stadium that they have for the Mystics. It was like, man, we selling out tickets so crazy. We got to move to the bigger stadium. So they're already, they're like, yo, we got to take it to the Capital One Arena where the Wizards play. Because y'all remember back in the days, the WNBA teams would play in the NBA arenas, but they stepped back because they weren't filling out the seats. So now you've seen the reverse action of it, and it's like, it's a good thing. And I don't think it matters who name is on the forefront. It's just the fact that it happens, because this movement needs to happen for that progression to happen. It just happens to be Caitlin Clark, and she hasn't even played a minute in the WNBA, so there might be that hate for it. But but I'm pretty sure that most women in the league, they may have, may say things that seems like haterish, but deep down inside, they're probably like, we needed it, because somebody has to break through that glass ceiling for us to come back to the CBA table and be like, boy, you see all that money we've been making? You know what time it is. Let's go. Like, so it's hey, whether it was Caitlin Clark, it could have been Angel Reeves, it could have been Juju Watkins, could have been Malaysia Flew Wiley down the line, it could have been Paige Beckers. Yeah. It could have been any of these very talented ladies that is really just, paving the way for others. And but let's be honest, there's still WNBA has lasted 27, 28 years. So
far.
So
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark and the rest of you ladies still are fortunate enough to still have a pathway that has already been clear for them. They're just making the lanes a little bit wider. You know, instead of just a 2-lane street, now it's a 4-lane street. So it's just their time to just kind of, you know, spread it out and kind of make their own marking. But you know, the trail has already been blazed. They're just adding new pavement to it. But it's good to see. Obviously, you know, it's very sentimental to me because I have 3 daughters, and I want them to see that, hey, you know, just because you're a woman, there's no glass ceiling on you. Look at these ladies doing what they're doing. It's awesome to see, and I'm down for it. You know, being in Missouri, I'm not too far from Indiana. I'm not too far from Chicago. I might pull up on a Fever versus Sky game. So who knows? So I'm with it. But, you know, I think it's fair to say that, you know, all 3 of us have always been fans of the ladies anyway. So it's just now that it's more mainstream, it's good to see. It's definitely dope to see.
It's easier to find. It's easier to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I did want to point out, you guys talked about UConn real quick. So this is why I also said Caitlin is up the leaderboard. Like, so what did Iowa's women basketball ever do before she ever got there? You know what I mean? Like,
they were they were Elite 8. They were literally in the Elite 8 the year before she got there.
Sweet 16, Elite 8. But I mean, they ain't been to the Final Four until she got there since 1990. So it's not like she went to a building steady program, right? Like, that's where I say you list out half the women on your greatest list outside of maybe Cheryl Miller, in like 1 or 2, right? They all went to 2 schools, UConn or Tennessee, the 2 greatest women's coaches of all time. Time, you know what I mean? 2 of the greatest coaches of all time, regardless of you know,
the league.
So like that's where I feel like I'll give her a little bit more credit because she went on back-to-back runs to the Final Four with Iowa.
That's fair.
Very fair.
I can respect that, but I mean, if you know, obviously, because I think me and Bobby definitely had this conversation. It's kind of like, it's almost like the Jordan LeBron debate where it's subjective and people are going to, you know, put in certain things that, you know.
We all got biases, right? You know what I mean? Like, I ride hard for Caitlin because like Iowa's like my second home. So like I have all my families from there. So I've been rooting for Iowa my whole life. So like, of course I'm like, I'm gonna ride hard for my girl, right? Like, you know what I mean? That's you know, so like we all got biases, you know what I mean? Like that's just part, and that's why I always say when I do a list too, like, hey, I need to see them play, and it's also like I'm not gonna get mad, like if somebody doesn't like my list, or I'm not gonna be like tripping over their list, like. Sam, we did just our top 10 greatest basketball players of all time. Sam had Allen Iverson in the top 10. And I was like, you know what? That's his top 10. Now, I disagree, but I could make a case that AI could be in the top 10 at one point in time. You know what I mean? Just like, so we all got biases. That's how I view it. Like, hey, it's all subjective, like you said, Mar. Like, everybody gotta have their, like, it's just who they resonate with. You know?
Oh, yeah. And at the end of the day, or whether you know have her as your GOAT or don't, I think there's one thing about Caitlin Clark that is undeniable, and exactly what she has done the last few years into bringing the attention. You know, she didn't do it alone, but we just got to be honest that she's at the forefront. She's at the you know, she's the torchbearer of saying, hey man, hey, pay attention to our game. Pay attention to our game. Like we got content over here that you want to watch. I mean, in the proof's in the pudding. I mean, the most highest rated national championship game in probably women's basketball history. And then And then you look at the tournament. Every game that she was in is millions upon millions upon millions watching her in the Iowa Hawkeyes play ball. And hey, hate on it if you want. When South Carolina played her, I know I disagree with how the media kind of, you know, didn't give them their shine and was like, oh, Caitlyn career, great career, but she didn't win a championship. I wish they would have focused more on South Carolina, but at the same time, South Carolina, you're benefiting from that 18, 19 million people that watched you. That benefits you. Every time Angel Reese and LSU played her, they benefit from that same almost 14 million watching them. Every time that a opponent is there, she has to play somebody. I mean, so the opponent is getting just as much shine, just as much as Caitlyn is. Whether the focus may be on Caitlyn, but she has to play somebody. So then that's your opportunity to shine and show that I got game. Like to your point earlier, Nick, that's how Angel Reese gets, probably her shine gets elevated because they like, let's look at Caitlyn. Oh, wait, who's this Angel Reese girl? Oh,
well, how many times have you heard stories about players who got recruited because the coach went to go see a guy on their team or another guy that they was playing against, and I just had a great game that day, and then that's how I got my recruitment. That's how I got noticed. That's how I got my recruitment letter. Like that happened all the every sport in every in high school and in college really.
Hey, great point. So like, as much as some of the older guard might be a little bit bitter about the whole shine that Caitlyn is getting before she even stepped a foot on the WNBA court, but then turn around and look at it at the other side of that coin. Be like, you know what? When she come to our city, I'm at the ball out because I'm gonna make sure that they looking for you, but at the end of the game, they're gonna be talking about me. So look at it as a competition way and understand that hey, when she comes into town, it's gonna be a lot of eyes on this content. Let me make sure that I'm ready. Let me make sure that I'm prepared to do my damn thing so that at the end of the day, it won't just be talking about Caitlyn. Maybe it could be talking about me or talking about my team and somebody else. So it's a win-win for everybody in the WNBA, man.
Absolutely. Now, this is Audible, and we love to be heard, and we love to not necessarily strike up controversy, but we do have real conversations. Now, all praises to Caitlyn Clark. But how do both of you gentlemen feel about, if you've even heard about Pearl Moore?
I did.
Don't know. Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm talking about obviously Caitlyn Clark broke the scoring record. It was everywhere. So her highlight for this year, since she didn't win the chip. Sorry, not sorry. But when you do something, there's always those reporters out there that go digging, and what they dug up was before women's basketball was officially a Division I sport. They played in a different league, and in that league, Pearl Moore actually scored 4,061 points, which would be more than Caitlyn Clark. So technically, Caitlyn Clark does not own by 412 points to be exact. The official scoring rate, and this is male or female. Pearl Moore got buckets once upon a time. Now, how do you guys feel about that being brought into the fray? Do you think it should be acknowledged? Obviously you don't want to, and again, you could put this into the category of trying to slight Kate. When somebody does something great, everybody comes out with you did, but you didn't do it. How do we feel about this conversation?
So to me, we can acknowledge it, right? I'm gonna say this: right. We can acknowledge it. That lady did great things, but here's the thing: like, we don't carry like, it was two different leagues. That's the thing. That's you know what I mean. Like Josh Gibson. We just talked about it kind of before the show. Like nobody knew how many home runs. Like Josh Gibson's home runs didn't get carried over into the major leagues. You know what I mean? Like it was two different leagues. If not, Josh Gibson would be the top 5 all time home run hitter because of all the home runs he hit. Right. So like, it's just two different leagues, but we still got to acknowledge it because that happened. But it's just two different leagues. So had it been in the same league, I'd be like, there's a real case to be made here. But but there's two different leagues. But like you said, Bobby G, like every time we love to build people up, but more than enough, we love to tear people down, and that is what's wrong with society. Man, you can't do nothing around here because they gotta find somebody that did it better than you, or because for what reason? Just let this girl have a moment and be celebrated. Like, you know, she's busting her butt and working her ass off, and people want to tear down, and that's with everybody. I mean, we do it. Right. LeBron James been getting his wins for 40 years. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, even
my
today,
whole life I had to fight.
Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, even today they had the conversation. That today was like, is Jordan, can LeBron with another trophy chip past LeBron? Like, we just talked about it's subjective. Why are you still trying to tear this man down? Like, just why can't he just be like, LeBron's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, man? Like, put him wherever you want, but you got to put him on the list, you know?
Absolutely, that's a fantastic segue. I know we got you here for a couple of minutes. You gotta get to the wifey. You know, it's Friday night, date night.
Yeah.
Great segue. LeBron and the Lakers won their play-in game. They will face the defending champion Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs. We got 2 more play-in games tonight that'll finish up. The Warriors dynasty looks to be over. How are you feeling about the NBA right now? What's going on in the playoffs, and what do you think will come from this playoffs? And who are your winners and losers in the first round?
Oh man, we did ours last night. So, I first of all, I hate the play-in tournament. Can we go get rid of it? Like, we had to see Jimmy Butler. We had to see Jimmy Butler get hurt in a meaningless game, and we had to see Zion get hurt in a meaningless game. Now the Pelicans may not make the playoffs. There's no Zion tonight, and I favor the Kings. With that being said, so I like the Thunder the first round. I pretty much like the favorites. I do like the Suns to pull the upset over the Timberwolves. The Western Conference Finals, I got Mavs and Dallas Mavs and the Nuggets. Nuggets advancing, and in the East, I got the Bucks and the Celtics. Celtics advancing. NBA Finals, Nuggets, Celtics. Nuggets, in the words of Drake, we're going back to back, baby. Or maybe like the words of Bruce Buffer, and still your NBA Finals champions, the Denver Nuggets in 6 games.
Hold on, wait a minute. Bruce Buffer did not create the ants. Did we do? No. We're not doing it. No, did Bruce Buffer? Did he?
I don't know. I just say because I'm a UFC guy, so you know.
No, Bruce is UFC. He definitely didn't. We'll give it to Michael. Michael created the ants still.
One of the Buffer brothers. One of them Buffers did it.
What players are you looking out for? See who climbs that or takes. Do you see anybody who has been looking to take that next step? Who do you think will take that next step into superstar?
So like we're getting into the end of the who's going to take that. That's been the question, right? Like we have this old guard that's kind of coming to the end. LeBron, KD era, like those guys like are coming to the end of their career. So it's like who are we looking at to take this league to be the next guy, right? Like always looking at Luka. You know, I mean, Jokic is still a dude, but like he's been around for a while, right? He's already got the MVP. So like Pablo Bancaro, like I'm looking at him like in the Magic, like man, that Anthony Edwards, bro. I'm telling you, this kid,
absolutely,
he's a dude. Like he's got that mindset of like that Mamba mentality. So I'm looking at him as well. I think in another year or two he will be MVP or at least lead the league in scoring.
Wow.
I'm high on him, man. I think so. Yeah, those kind of guys. Jalen Brunson, what he's been doing in New York is just, and I love Tom Thibodeau too. So, but what Jalen Brunson's been in New York is incredible. And unfortunately, Butler got hurt, so I always loved Jimmy Butler too. I mean, that's the dog of all dogs, you know, just to do.
Yep. Absolutely, I agree with that. I'm not the biggest fan of Tiz, but honestly, I hate Jalen Brunson. I'm just gonna put that out. How does this dude? He's 6. He's built like Mario from Super Mario. How is he just? And he does this stupid post fade. You 6'1". How's he getting this off on everybody? Like, why could nobody stop Jalen Brunson? No, I can't hate on Jalen Brunson, man. Dude has a super solid game. He got it from the mud. He's one of those guys that that hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, liking all those picks. I'm looking for Shea, man. I think they've been taking a lot of OKC's been taking a lot of criticism. People saying that they're the worst number one seed in like over the last 10 years or so. So Shea, you got to show out, man. You gotta yeah, put up numbers. Saying I'm looking for Paolo to fail big time. Um, you know, yeah, my Cavs got Donovan Mitchell, bro. I need you to step
Yeah.
up. And then I need Utah Donovan Mitchell for 4 games. Let's get Orlando up out of here so we can get to the Boston series. Um,
Just to lose in what 5 games to Boston?
honestly, you know what? If we make it to Boston, I think if it goes 6, there's a problem. If it goes 6, there's a problem. I mean, historically, we beat Boston in the playoffs. Historically, we have their number.
Yeah.
Not this team, but the LeBron years, we smacked Boston every year. It was three out of those 4 years we went through Boston. So, hey Donovan, create your own legacy. Um, who else am I looking at? Luca. Nah. Who the hell was I thinking about? Trae Young, good riddance. That's my thing. Trae Young. For all those people who call me a hater for me saying Trae Young is empty calories. Ha!
No worry, they be going tonight. Don't worry about that. They be going tonight. Don't worry.
I'm looking. I like the Kings too. My guy Keegan Murray from Iowa. So
oh yeah,
I like his yeah.
Like his game.
Yeah.
Got you a couple more minutes before you get out. We always do a Fit Friday challenge. We'll close ours a little bit later. I'll pose it to you. If you got one, cool. If you don't, no biggie. But just give you an example of how I go. Last week I challenged everybody to take inventory of their diet. Diet's a tricky word. When we hear diet, we think food. But for me, diet represents everything that your body ingests. What you read, what you watch on TV, like everything that you put into your body, any information you put into your body. So that I challenge everybody to take inventory and get rid of the junk. So if you got something, go and shoot it out, or anything you want to put out there into the universe, go ahead. It's your time.
Yeah, man, just find something you love to do and do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about what anybody say. Don't worry about like other people what they thinking. Like, find something that you love to do and just follow that and do that because that's going to bring joy to you. Find like whether you can do it 2-3 times a week, whether it's for 20 minutes, just find that that time, make that time to do that thing that you love. Whether it's be this or whether it's be running or just chilling out, like watching TV or whatever. Just find something that you love to do and do it and enjoy it. Don't care what anybody says, man. Like, be true to yourself. Like, that's the number one thing. Just be true to yourself.
Absolutely. Good words. And any promoting you want to do before you get out of here?
Yeah, please check out my show, The Bodkins Show. That's where you can catch all my shows on that channel. So hit this subscribe button, man. So I just do Monday nights and Thursday nights is all sports. We do an MMA show. Sunday night I do a sit-down interview type stuff. So until football season, and then we'll switch the Sunday night show to like a recap show. And the Let's Talk Sports Network too. Check that out, man. That's where I met the great legend that is Bobby G through Dan Harris. So other than that, rest in peace, Dan. And that's it, man. Please, man, you guys, it was a good time, man. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, no doubt. Got anything for the man before he takes off, Mar?
Nah, man, I definitely want to reiterate the sentiments, man. R.I.P. Dan, man, great dude. Yeah. Man, he brought a lot of us podcasters together. Man, I'm just glad that we were able to do this, and hopefully Dan's smiling right now. He's like, hey, man, I know all those guys. Look at them go. So, Dan was good people's, man. I was able to kind of check in with him a couple of times, unfortunately, before he had to leave this earth physically, but I know spiritually, a lot of us that had the pleasure to work with him and be part of LTS are just proud to still, make sure that we still grind for him. So, man, always a pleasure to always work with people that Dan has connected us with. So, love it,
Yeah,
man.
man, he
Love
was a special guy, man.
yeah, real special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Nick, appreciate you, and I'm sure we'll have you on again in the future.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all. All right, I'll holler at y'all.
Yep,
All
have
right,
a good
Nick.
one, bro.
See you.
All right. Good times, good times, good times, good times.
Yes,
Man.
sir.
But back to these playoffs, man. We got to go through our picks and winners and what we thinking. Is there a particular matchup you're looking forward to in the playoffs?
I am a Lakers fan for those who don't know that, but I am not looking forward to this matchup against. I am not. I'll be the first to admit it. I am not looking forward to it at all. Fact of the matter is, I just don't think we're built or good enough to compete with Denver.
That's fair.
I just don't think people can say, "Oh, well, you got LeBron." I mean, okay, we're not getting drop 40 at any as much as he want to. Brown, that's not him. That's not his game no more. We hope to get 25 from him. But I know what we can get from him is assists, but that also is contingent on everybody else making them damn shots. So I need Austin Reeves to step up. I need D'Lo to have one of those good D'Lo games where he's dropping 23 plus. I need Anthony. I don't know if I want to be a superstar Davis to play like a superstar. Because there's moments where I feel like, dude, do you want to be a superstar? Because sometimes you forget that you were a 7-footer. Sometimes you forget that you got skill set that's, most big men would wish that they could have. Like you do got that in you. Like sometimes let's be on a more consistent basis with that. Like so that's what scares me. When you had a 7-game series with Jokic, when you got a 7-game series with him and Jamal Murray, and the rest of the crew over there in Denver. So I'm looking forward to it at all. To be honest, man, I don't see too many crazy upsets in this playoffs. There's more on the East. There's two teams that I think are going to let their fan bases down.
Who's that?
Knicks, they're gonna let you down. All right, it's just your nature. For those who don't know the story of the frog and the scorpion, go look it up. Scorpion, that's his nature. All right. So the Knicks, that's their nature, is to let you down. I got a good feeling that they're gonna let their fan base down. They got Philly coming up in I think Philly's gonna handle that business, and then Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's gonna let their fan base down. And this might sound a little haterish, but I don't care. I don't wish nothing good for Doc Rivers. I don't.
I think a lot of people on that bandwagon with you.
Yeah, I don't wish nothing good for that Bucks team right now. I think they did Adrian Griffin damn dirty. I think they did him foul. And I don't wish nothing good upon them until they do right by Adrian, because that was filthy. That man, in his rookie year, had you at the top 3 teams in the NBA in his rookie year, and you didn't want to appreciate him. You saying, "Oh, he's too this, he's too that. I don't got faith in him to get us." Excuse me. Right. But you ain't got faith in him to get you into the playoffs in to get you into championship contention. But you got faith in Doc? Now, it's been a long time. And I ain't never seen nobody milk anything longer or just as bad as that '08 championship as not only Doc, but that damn team's been milking the hell at that '08 championship because Paul Pierce been talking kind of greasy. You know, KG, he's kind of iffy sometimes, and you know, other players on that '08 team, they be kind of acting funny too. Like I got one ring, and it was a long time ago, and they milked the hell out of that. And so, but regardless, those two teams, I got a good feeling that the Bucks and the Knicks are going to disappoint both their fan bases, and I'm here for it. And when it happens, I'm just going to laugh and chuckle. And if it doesn't happen, I'll you know, hey, I'm a man of my word. I'll come up here and I'll eat crow and I'll apologize. But until then, they're gonna let you down. So
Hey,
get your Kleenex ready, Milwaukee and New York. Get it ready. Get it ready.
I got one. I'm gonna put Sean Payton in that same thing. Doc Rivers and Sean Payton have milked more money from one championship than any coaches in the history of sports.
Boy, talk about it, dog.
Like Sean Payton and Doc Rivers. And you know what? I'm gonna add a third to that. And the sad thing is, he ain't even got one. Hardball.
Ooh.
If you don't have success in LA now, if you don't have success with the Chargers, he's milking off what he could have did in San Francisco. Like, you took a team to the Super Bowl and literally ended up out of the NFL. How's that happen as a coach?
Damn.
But while he was at Michigan, every year, every top job was available for this dude.
Sure was.
Who hadn't proved anything. Meanwhile, I know an assistant coach with a couple of Super Bowl rings can't even sniff a job. I ain't, we ain't gonna say no names there, but it is what it is.
Talk about it.
It is what it is. But
yeah.
Back,
he
back
had
to
to go
this,
job in UCLA to finally get a job. Talk about it.
Back to this NBA thing. I'll shout out real quick because we got a couple of playing games tonight. Right now, the Heat I think they're up like 15 points. They taking care of business without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they putting a whooping on them.
Let's say without Jimmy Butler, who unfortunately I guess he's gonna be out several weeks with the knee injury. I haven't read fully into it, but I did hear he's gonna miss several weeks. So you hate for that to happen, and especially like Bodkins said, but Jimmy Butler is the dog in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Like numero uno. That dude has I think he's carried the Miami Heat for the outside of LeBron James. Jimmy Butler has gotten more out of his teams than any other player in the NBA. I feel very comfortable in saying that.
Yeah.
Because, LeBron, we know he took some teams to places that they shouldn't have been. That 07 Cavs team shouldn't have been in the finals against the Spurs, but he got us there. Defeating the greatest regular season team of all time. Like, we know what LeBron has done with some rosters that just, hell, he carried Delonte West, Mo Williams to 60-win seasons. Back-to-back 60-win seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Butler, like, and just imagine, like, look at how Anthony Edwards is developing. Imagine if Jimmy Butler was still on that Timberwolves roster.
Man.
Or imagine if they would have signed Philly, they would have signed Jimmy Butler instead of Tobias Harris.
Boy, I know there's a lot of 76ers fans that wish that had happened.
Right. Like, bro, like, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna say I'm wishing bad on them, but I do agree with you. I'm not expecting much from the Bucks, and it is because of Doc Rivers. I have no faith in I have more faith in the Cavs coach than I do Doc Rivers, and he got a ring, and that's sad. But I'm looking forward to our series. Obviously, I want to see if we can redeem ourselves. We did not have a good showing in the playoffs last year, and it's sad to
Yeah,
say, being from the city of Cleveland, and we want our sports teams to represent our city. Like, we got punked by the Knicks last year. Plain and
sure
simple.
did.
They came in, they bullied us, they pushed us around, and beat us 4-1. So I'm looking for us to show some
Some fight.
improvement. Yeah, I mean, forget fight. We should be the bullies in this series. And
I hear you.
I'm kind of glad we got the matchup we did, because Orlando, what they lack in overall talent, which we're clearly the more talented team, they're physical.
Mm-hmm.
They figure they're coming after it. They're going after all the 50-50 balls. They're crashing the boards. They're not a good shooting team, so they have to do everything else to win the game. So they're scrappy. They're young. They don't know what they don't know. You got a guy like Joe Ingles on the roster. We know how scrappy and feisty he is. So I just want to see us be the bully. Like, we're the experienced team. We're supposed to win. We got home court. Dude, go out there and handle your business. Don't Evan Mobley. I need you to step up, bro. Like, the time of you being like passive and doing these pity pat dump. Boy, you're 7 feet tall. If you don't throw that shit down like Shaq,
And come on.
like, yeah, like, you see, like, it was a month and a half ago, he twisted his ankle doing one of them soft dunks, literally landing from a dunk. And for those that know, yeah, once upon a time I used to be able to dunk.
Man,
When you do one of those dunks and you barely, like, you come down, your toes are pointed down,
yeah.
and that's how he twisted his ankle. But when you throw that thing down, your feet are flat.
Mm-hmm.
You come down. See, if he'd have dunked it like a man, he wouldn't have twisted his ankle. So, F, handle your business.
Don't be over there doing
Donovan-
those soft.
Yeah, that out of here. Because I'm gonna tell you, Paulo is real and he's coming at you.
Oh, that's for real. That's for real.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Button, he can make a name for himself in these playoffs. Who else I'm looking forward to? I do want to see if OKC is gonna respond to this thing, because hearing how people are talking about, like, nobody respects the fact that they're the number one seed.
Hey, I think
a lot of people think who the winner of this play-in game tonight has a legitimate shot to knock them out, and that's crazy to me.
I think it is too. I think the Thunder are probably one of the more better put together rosters right now.
Yeah.
They're young, they're skilled, they're hungry. I think the only thing that's not on their side is the experience in the playoffs.
Right. Exactly.
I know they got a little taste of it last year, but other than that, I mean, say what you want, how you feel about him. Giddey's been solid for him. SGA is, in my opinion, should have his name in the MVP conversation. Your boy Chet. I mean, there's people out there. I'm not one of them. But people that they can make a case he could be Rookie of the Year. He's been solid for him. Like, at one point in time, and Wembanyama were going neck and neck, and at the stats, they're side by side. They was almost identical for a moment. So,
and that kid Jalen, I love Jalen Williams, man.
Oh yes, how did I forget about him? Jalen Williams, for him, unsung hero Dort that comes off the bench that does well. They got a solid roster, man. And I just think that they not. If you sleep on them, I think they might mess around and put your head in the dirt. You keep playing with them, and so whoever comes out this AC. If I was them, I would probably be a little bit worried if it's Sacramento, because I love the duo of Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox and what they do, and obviously Keegan Murray can come out and ball out, and it sucks that they probably might not play without Malik Monk, because that's a solid piece as well, but Sacramento, I've always been a good fan of them, and sometimes it goes beyond the rosters. I'm looking at the coaching. I love what Mike Brown does as a coach for Sacramento.
Right. Yep.
So put in that coaching factor, that's another level. He coached circles around Steve Kerr the other night. Coached circles around him. Out coached him from here to the sun and back. So OKC, I don't think they should be taken lightly, but they definitely can make some noise. The only pause for cause that I have is if they do get bumped out the first round, man, that's devastating to a lot of their mental psyches. You know what I'm saying? And that could, damn. Maybe
I think it depends on. I think it depends on how. If they get in the tough 6-7 game series, but if they were to get if Sacramento, they say they draw Sacramento and Sacramento was take them out in 4 or 5 games. I 100% agree with you. Same with the Pelicans, which honestly, I feel more confident in the Pelicans than I do Sacramento ability to take them out, and in a short amount of games.
Okay. Hey, I think it's a good matchup either way. But it sucks that Zion has done a phenomenal job of actually being available this year, and then he's not. So that's
70 games. Career high 70 games this year. Award eligible.
Exactly.
He met the award requirement for the first time in his career.
But he's missing at the most opportune or the most important time. So I think that's a kind of a little bit of a bummer, just a little bit. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be some interesting basketball being played, man, for sure.
Yes, going to be lots of money put down on. Who would you put your coins down on to come out of each conference?
I'll make it easier. I think it's Denver and Boston easily. Okay. To try to beat Denver 4 times in a series, I think the only way you can do that is they might have to have a significant injury, like a Jamal Murray goes down, or Jokic goes down. I just think you're too well balanced. And Boston, I mean, they've been kicking everybody's ass in the East, and not saying that they can't be unseated or taken down. But doing it four times in a series, that's a tall task. And I don't think I've seen a team in the East that can, take 4 games away from them in the way that they ran away with the East this year.
Right.
That's going to be real tough to do.
Fair, but I do disagree with one thing, man. I can't put anything on the Nuggets. I can't put any money down on the Nuggets. You know why? Because I think enough money has probably been put on the Nuggets already. By Jonte.
Hey, yo! I should have saw that one coming. That was
if
weird.
You have not heard, been under a rock somewhere, Pete Rose got some company in that Band for Life house that he built. Jonte Porter, formerly of the Toronto Raptors,
my goodness,
was banned for life by the NBA for gambling. He let some information leak to some people who then went and placed massive bets on him. I hear that one bet was about $76,000 that led to a $1.4 million win. He also put some bets down through a surrogate bettor. I guess the word is he never bet on his own games. He never bet on his own teams, but he did bet on basketball. And but and I mean, the irony in this whole thing is I don't want to toot our horn. You and I opened this discussion like a month ago. Like I tried to pull up the film, thing wouldn't let me pull out the film, but for those that know us, go back to episode 6. check it out. About an hour into it, we showed the clip where the gentleman is sitting right behind the bench, got the attention of who was at the Buddy Hield. Telling you, yo, bro, I need you to hit 2 threes, and Buddy Hield openly acknowledged this dude, like, yo, I got you. Obviously went to the game, hit a couple of threes, and the gentleman won the bet. Not saying that he hit threes for the gentleman, but still, just to know that something like that could happen. You and I both openly concerned, and like Pandora's box was opened by the NBA by taking on these gambling sponsorships. Lo and behold, not even a month later, bro.
Jonte Hurd.
Lifetime ban.
Hey, shit. Hold my beer. I got y'all.
Right. He was like, yo, they got me on the DraftKings. Oh, I'm not playing, bro. I got the stomach flu, coach. I can't play tonight. Hey, yo, put everything on the and like the expectations like were so like his over under was like 4 or 5 points. Like, bro, you didn't even have to sit out the game. You could have played in the game and not got 4 points, bro. Just pass the ball.
Wow.
Like, he took it to the extreme of missing both of the games in which significant money was put down on him to not achieve his over under statuses. It's crazy. Is it going to be enough? Is what happened to him going to be enough to prevent this from happening again?
You would hope so. But if there's anything that we've known as adults that you know, just because we know better don't mean people are going to do better. Yeah. And as much as Adam Silver, hey, he didn't play no games. He said, you bet on the game, you gotta go. So I hope this deters people, but then we saw in the NFL, people can't follow the rules in betting. You know, we seen Calvin Ridley get suspended for a whole year, and next you know, every year there's somebody getting suspended for betting.
Thank God that y'all ain't in the NBA.
Hey, for real. But to be honest, I'm hoping that it that's all it takes for one guy to get the lifetime ban for them to understand, like, hey, all right, I'm not even gonna try it. Because what is there really to gain? You lose an opportunity not only to make a good living for the money that's being made in the NBA, but you lose that life that you have worked your ass off for. Do you know how hard it is to get to the NBA?
Yeah.
And you're just going to throw it all away for some DraftKings or some FanDuel?
Just to make a couple extra bucks.
But he didn't even make a couple extra bucks. His salary was like $2.3 million. He made maybe $21,000. Look, Bobby G, I ain't the most smartest guy in the world. But I can see that there's a couple more commas in 2.3 million than there is 21,000. I know that. I know that for sure, that there's more commas in 2.3 million than there is 21,000. He didn't even make $100,000.
On top of it, if you really strapped, bro, your brother just signed like what?
He
200 million.
Big bro just signed a nice deal, bro. Let me borrow a little something. Like, come on, be blood.
Right, you're straight.
He probably could have borrowed the 21,000 from Mike. But you, like, I hate that this has happened, but at the same time, it's like I can't feel too bad for you because you know the rules and regulations.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that.
There's rules to this shit. There's you can't be, and I haven't heard Jonte say anything, and he probably shouldn't, but I don't think there's nothing you can really say. You just got to take this punishment and just deal with it. Don't
do the Homer Simpson thing. Just fade back into it. just hey, I fucked up. I'm gonna fade back. I'm gonna fade to black.
Just fade to black for real. Just take it, man. But listen here, fellas, NBA, especially you, because I know some of y'all, birds of a feather flock together, and just it takes one silly nut bucket to follow another one. Don't follow this one. Yeah. Don't follow this one. It's not worth it. First of all, it is so hard to make it to the National Basketball Association. You are one of the many few. It's literally, man. I got a better chance of, getting divorced and making Nia Long my next wife than making it to the, because your boy got game, but I ain't got that game that I could make it to the NBA.
I mean, Ime did fuck that up, so you do got a shot.
Yeah, look, yeah. So, but thank you, Ime. So, hey, you mess it up for the light skinned boys. So let the dark skinned boys do it. But it's foolish. You threw away your career that you worked hard for, and you're never getting back to it. That means you can't even coach. You can't be an assistant coach. You can't do nothing associated.
I wonder, is he allowed to even go to a game?
He might be allowed to go. I don't know. That's something I might have to look into, if he's even allowed to even step in an arena as a fan. I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to look into that. But
that'd be messed up, man. Your brother compete for a championship. You can't even go support. That's
support.
I definitely would think he couldn't go this season, because I don't think that would be a smart move. Anyway, Pete, you don't want to be a distraction to your brother.
Huge distraction.
In the future, that's crazy.
Yeah, foolishness. This is foolishness on its top level, for real. I mean, this is probably one of the most foolish things that a person could ever do, and literally just take their whole career and just flush it right down the toilet. Can't get it back now. It's done.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that makes it even worse is this is not in his life. I mean, the man, but in the sports world,
mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Yeah,
like at least Pete Rose could still eat, because Pete Rose.
Yeah,
he been eating off appearances and signings and all that his whole life, because at least he was a Hall of Fame level player. Jonte, who you literally,
he was like number 14.
Right. You love, bro. Do you know? I mean, his family's probably upset with him. They still gonna love him and support him. But do you realize how pissed they would be if your brother wasn't Michael and he wasn't in the league?
Mm.
You just messed it up for the whole family if that would have been the case.
Mm. Boy, man. Hey, Jonte. Hey, they need mentors at the YMCA. I guess this is as good as
it cut out to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, Boys and Girls Club, YMCA. I guess you could have a little basketball camps with them. That's about as good as it get. But then, if you do that, I still need you to be truthful and tell the kids on what not to do.
Yeah. As long as these programs aren't sponsored by the NBA, because if they are, you can't be there either.
Can't do it. Yep. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh, that is...
Oh, what a dumbass. You know how many... And come on, Bobby, let's be real. You know how many people you probably know, how many people I probably know, that you be like, yo, bro, man, you could be in the league, and they never made it. This dude did. Yeah. And he threw it out.
I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna say I could have been in the league, but I squandered a tremendous opportunity in my life. Like I had a full scholarship to the University of Hartford, and I failed the 12th grade. Lost my scholarship. Obviously, I could have went to some school made up, but they let me know. Like, as soon as that letter came down, and it came out that I was not graduating. I lost. Scholarship was gone. Obviously, they moved on to the next recruit. It just like the amount of heartbreak I went through that summer, bro.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I was so and like I couldn't blame anybody but myself. Like that was red. Like I literally I just had to look in the mirror. Whole summer, I had to look in the mirror. And it was like, I was supposed to know. I mean, University of Harvard's D3 school, so not go act like I was like ESPN top 100 or something. But D3 scholarship. Yeah, going to court said something, bro. Ain't you supposed to be? Yeah, what happened was. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say I know all the way where Jonte is, but, bro.
Yeah. What a dumbass, bro. I just got called.
Yeah, that's how I felt. What a dumbass.
What a dumbass.
All I had to do was go to math.
Yeah, man.
Here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. I had 3.0 grade point average. Like, how the hell did you fail 3.0? Because I failed from absences, cutting class, and doing dumb shit. So yeah, I'd listen to the kids. Go to class, bro. Especially, bro, if you trying to do something athletic, go to class.
Go to class.
Go to class. Go to class. Easiest thing to do. Yeah, just go to class.
Yeah, if you just show up, be like, it's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Yeah, even if they skate me through, and I wasn't that good where they were just skating me through, I actually had to do the work. But I did the work. No, the work was easy. See, my problem with classes was too easy. I was going in, just do, and then, hey, yo, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, and then I was gone. I was wandering the halls. Or, days where I just wouldn't go. We got a test today? Nah, all right, man, I'll see y'all after lunch, bro. Like,
like I'm gone.
Yeah, I was wilding.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Game time during basketball season? Oh, I was perfect attendance. And football season.
But this shit? Come on, Jonte.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Damn, shame. And you just think about all the people that could have had his spot. Or had his chance. Yeah. I'm just telling you. And that's foolishness on another level. Like, come on, man. That goes back to people not appreciating things that they got instead of trying to obtain the things that they wish that they could have. Yeah. So, man, come on, man. That's crazy as hell, man. So, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure he's kicking himself in the ass now. He got to be. He got to be.
Yeah. About that time before we get out of here. Yeah, because I had to cut out my daughter's got a dance recital I got to get to. But it is Friday. And y'all know what that means. Fit Friday challenges out there. We heard the man, Nick Bodkins. Hey, heard what he said. What you got for the folks this week, man?
Hey, baby. I hear you. Mine's is actually, we did the diet and taking in, positive things last week. So, I'm just going to challenge people because, it's something I've been trying to do better at, man. Just go out there and go do an hour worth of physical activity to get the heart rate pumping, get the blood pumping, and then see how you feel, and then follow it up on another day. See how many days this week we all can do something physical for about an hour just to get the blood pumping and start feeling good about ourselves. Because not to speak for the both of us, but you got a family, I got a family there, and I want to be around for a long time to see them achieve all the goals and aspirations that they want. So
absolutely,
you can't do it if you ain't healthy. So yeah, man, just let's spark something. Let's spark something and see how far we can take our physical health, and just by doing an hour, just one day. That's all I'm challenging you, is one day. But if you want to take it to how many days this week, so be it. But just give me 1 hour for one day, see how you feeling, because as much as mental health is important, man, physical health is just as important too, because we all got something to live for. So, and I want to be around for it. So, yeah, man, that's all I got.
I like it. My challenge for the folks is this week, pick one thing that you've been procrastinating that you wanted to do, something new, not something old, something new. Maybe there was a new restaurant you want to try. Maybe there's a new entertainment complex you want to go check out. Maybe, but you just never got around to it. Do that this week. Do it. Don't let any excuse hit you. Again, not a bucket list type thing. Just something that new that you want that hit you. You saw something. You're like, wow, I want to check that out, but you just never got around to it. Hey, do it this week. This 7-day period. Find the time. Get that done. Me and the family are doing that tonight. There's a restaurant that we've been procrastinating to go to for like 4 months, and the wife was like, "Hey, where you want to go eat after the recital?" I'm like, "Hey, we going to the spot."
You just sparked it. You just sparked something in me because I've been wanting to do kind of like a little mini series since I've been back in the city, and there's a lot of different types of Mexican restaurants that do tacos, and I've been meaning to start to do a just like a little taco short series because I love tacos.
Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna do it this weekend because
there you go.
I'm gonna take the missus. We're gonna go somewhere. We're gonna do a little taco review, and I'm gonna start that taco series that I've been pushing it back forever. Now it's a year later. Literally, I've been sitting on the phone. Go do it, and I just never done it. But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to see it pop up across the Instagram or the TikTok.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, what you got before we get out of here?
Hey man, I love it that you going to your daughter's dance recital, man. Because there's a bad misconception about us fathers of the melanated skin tone. They say we ain't present, and I love to hear that you're present. I love to hear things like that. I haven't missed too many things for my daughters yet. So far, they're 6 and 8, so they haven't really had a lot of recitals or anything yet. But more, they're coming. But so I just love hearing that you're present, man. Because I every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, there you go, America. Take your misconception of us and shove it. Fuck you guys. So I love hearing things like that. So yeah, man. Hey, be present, everybody. Be present. It'll bring joy to not only you and yourself, but the people who you are present for. It'll bring joy to them as well. So, yeah, man. Be happy. Be positive. Be present. I love it.
Absolutely. And as for me, just remember, if you don't like looking at our beautiful faces, you can hear our voices wherever you receive your podcast, be it Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and of course, Spotify. And that will be available at midnight tonight. We did fix that glitch, so we finally getting those back uploaded. Got a backlog I got to do, so bear with me, people. But tonight's episode will go up. It'll be available at midnight. And of course, follow the directions on your screen. Go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead, subscribe, turn your notifications on, so you know when the next time we are here running our miles, which will be every Friday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And hey, for the dynamic duo, I'm Bobby G, Wildcard Mar. Hey, don't miss your opportunity to be heard and be the change that you want to see. With that being said, until next time, peace.